1000 hertz at 10 decibels. That's the threshold right here. That's the threshold right here for that frequency. So a person, this particular person can hear, that's the softest sound he can hear at this frequency. We're talking about 10 decibel hearing levels at 1000 frequency. That's the softest sounds he can hear on his left ear. Now, on the following frequency, which is 1500 hertz, the person can hear on his left ear through the ear canal using the air conduction test. The softest tone he can hear on his left ear is 20 decibels, as you can see, on 1500 at 1500 hertz frequency. So now I plotted the threshold for 2000 hertz and 3000 hertz. Now I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to plot the threshold for 4000 hertz. And what I do is I start by writing the hertz. I'm gonna write down the hertz, which is 4000 hertz. Well, we're gonna do it for the X, the left ear. X is the symbol used in the hearing aids community for the left ear in an air conduction test. So this is the X, meaning left ear. At 4000 hertz, we're gonna try 4000 hertz, right? 4000 hertz. And what I like to do is I like to make a little table. So first I'm gonna do presentation level. I'm gonna write presentation level. Then I'm gonna write response, and then I'm gonna write next step. Okay, so we always start, or they recommend you to start at 30 decibels hearing level for your first frequency test. So we're gonna start. If you can see here, we're gonna move to 4000 hertz. We're in the left ear for air conduction and on a continuous tone for 4000 hertz, and we're gonna up this to 30 decibels. So now we're gonna press the presentation button. Okay, so the person heard that, was able to hear that. So we're gonna put on our little table here that at 30 decibels hearing level, the person was able to hear. So there was a response. And that means that if there is a response, we must go down by 10 decibels hearing levels. 10 decibel hearing level, that would make it 20 decibel hearing level. So we're gonna go ahead and bring that down again. to 20 decibel hearing level, and we should be like, right now we're at 4,000. We're right here. We're plotting for this. We're gonna see if the person can hear on this frequency at 20 decibel hearing levels. So here we go. So you see the person raised his hand, so that means he was able to hear that tone. So if that means there was a response by the person, response, that means that we have to go down another 10 decibels hearing level, so that we make it, since there was a response, that will make it 10 decibel hearing levels. So now we're gonna try for this 10 decibel hearing levels, and then again we come to the hearing, to the simulator, put down to 10 decibels. Now we are up to here. We're gonna try for this point right here, 4,000 hertz at 10 decibel hearing levels, right here. Let's see if this person can hear that. So as you can see, there was no response by the person. That means that we're gonna record that as no response. And you can see this is the symbol for the left ear, air conduction symbol for the left ear. When there is no response, we just add the arrow, that little arrow to the X. So there was no response at 10 decibel and 4,000 frequency. So we go ahead, we're gonna plot that, we're gonna record that over here, no response. There's no response, so if there is no response, then we have to go up 5 decibels hearing level. So we're gonna go 5 decibel hearing level. That will make it 15 decibel hearing level. Okay. So remember, what we're looking for is the threshold at which this person can hear. It would be like the softest hearing, the softest tone this person can hear on this frequency, or on a 4,000 frequency. At least 50% on an ascending, what we call it, on an ascending scale, or on an ascending stimulus presentation as they have it. So we're gonna go ahead and do that one. So we're gonna go to 15 decibels, up to 15 decibels, and we're gonna try it right here. Let's see. There was a response. So over here at 15 decibels, there was a response. So what we do when there is a response, we must go down 10 decibels. Hearing levels. So that means that we have to go from 15 to 5 decibels hearing levels. Okay, now let's see if there's any response to this by the person. First we gotta bring it down to 5 and see if there's a response. There's no response. So as you can see, there was no response at 5 decibels. So no response. That means that we have to go up. If there is no response, we have to go up by 5 decibels hearing levels. That will make it 10 decibels hearing level. But I was supposed to log this as no response. I'm gonna log it right now, and you see there is no response at 5 decibels. See, 5 decibels hearing level, no response. So now we already said that we're gonna have to go up 5 decibels, so we're gonna go up to 10 decibels, and we're gonna try if there's a. I'm gonna press the play for the presentation level, and there is no response by the person. So at 5 decibels, no, 10 decibels, there is no response. No response for this person. So that means that we have to go, yes, we have to go up again 5 decibels hearing level, so that we make it 15 decibels hearing level. So we're gonna try 15 decibel hearing level. We said there was no response. 10 decibel, and of course we forgot again to plot it. So let's plot that. There you go. At 10 decibel there was no response. As you can see, 10 decibels, no response. So now we have to bring this up again to 15 decibels and see if there's any response. Sorry, you didn't see it. There we go. There we go. So there is a response. So there is a response at 15 decibel hearing level. Now let's check this. So the definition of the threshold is, let me see if I have it. The definition of the threshold is that, let me read it real quick. Threshold is the softest intensity level at which the patient client responds to at least 50% of the ascending stimulus presentation. So as you can see, this would be 15. We have 15 decibel level. There was a response, and it was ascending. Because we have to put 5 decibels, as you can see right here. We have to up at 5 decibels to 15, and there was a response. Then again, if you go down here, we again have to go up 5 decibels, and there was a response. At 15 there was another response. So we have 50% of the time right here. On an ascending presentation, it was ascending. We have to go up 5 decibels on this, and we have to go up 5 decibels on this, and there was a response. So that's our threshold for this person at 4,000 hertz. So we're gonna go ahead and just accept it. So the threshold for this person at 4,000 hertz is 15 decibel hearing levels. Let's accept, and there you go. There you have it. 4,000 decibels, right? 4,000 hertz and 15 decibel hearing levels. That's the threshold for this person.